In the kingdom of Eldoria, a grand castle stood tall among the rolling hills, where Princess Isla lived with her father, the king. Eldoria had long been a prosperous land, but it was overshadowed by the constant fear of a mighty dragon named Zarek. Zarek, a fearsome dragon who lived in the mountains, demanded gold from the kingdom every few years or threatened to burn the villages with his fiery breath. After a harsh winter, the kingdom's resources were depleted and they could no longer pay Zarek's price. The king, in desperation, summoned his bravest knight, Sir Cedric, to slay the dragon and end the kingdom's torment once and for all. With sword in hand, Sir Cedric pledged to rid Eldoria of the dragon's threat. But before he set off on his journey, he paid a visit to Princess Isla, who had a reputation for her wisdom. "I will return victorious," Sir Cedric vowed. But Princess Isla, thoughtful as ever, cautioned him. "Be careful, Sir Cedric. There may be more to Zarek than just a raging beast. Seek the truth before you act." Sir Cedric set off on his quest, traveling across forests, rivers, and treacherous cliffs until he reached the dragon's mountain lair. The air grew hot, and the ground trembled with each step closer to the cave where Zarek dwelled. When Sir Cedric finally stood at the mouth of the cave, he drew his sword, ready to face the beast. Inside, Zarek waited, his massive form illuminated by the glow of molten lava. The dragon's golden eyes locked onto the knight, but instead of attacking, Zarek remained still, watching him. "Why do you come to my home, human?" Zarek rumbled, his voice echoing through the cavern. Sir Cedric, surprised by the dragon's calmness, responded, "I have come to slay you and protect my kingdom from your wrath." Zarek's eyes softened, and to Cedric's surprise, the dragon did not roar or lash out. Instead, Zarek spoke in a deep, sorrowful tone. "You misunderstand me, knight. My actions are bound to an ancient promise, a promise that was forgotten by your people." Lowering his sword, Sir Cedric listened as Zarek revealed the true reason for his demands. Long ago, Eldoria had been built upon sacred dragonlands. The dragons had allowed the humans to live there peacefully in exchange for a tribute, a symbol of respect for the land they shared. However, over time, the tribute was forgotten, and the humans broke their promise to the dragons. Now, Zarek was the last of his kind, bound to honor the ancient agreement. His demands were not out of greed, but a reminder of the respect once owed to the dragons and the land. Hearing this, Sir Cedric was moved. Zarek was not the monster everyone believed him to be. He was a guardian of the old ways, protecting the land that had been disrespected for generations. "What can we do to right this wrong?" Sir Cedric asked. Zarek, with a flicker of hope in his eyes, replied, "I do not desire gold. I wish for your kingdom to honor its promise, to care for the land and restore the balance." Sir Cedric returned to Eldoria and immediately sought out Princess Isla. He told her everything: the ancient promise, Zarek's true intentions, and the broken pact between humans and dragons. Isla listened carefully, her heart heavy with the realization that her people had been wrong. "We must renew the promise," Princess Isla said. "The land and its creatures must be respected once again. Only then can we find peace with Zarek." The king, hearing Isla's words, agreed to a new pact. Eldoria would protect the dragon's sacred lands. And in return, Zarek would watch over the kingdom as a guardian instead of a threat. Princess Isla, along with Sir Cedric, rode to the mountains to meet Zarek once more. This time, it was not for battle, but for peace. Zarek, seeing them approach with no weapons drawn, stepped out of his lair, his massive wings stretching in the wind. Princess Isla, standing tall before the great dragon, spoke with compassion. Zarek, on behalf of the kingdom, I offer our apologies. We will honor the promise made long ago. The lands will be protected, and your kind will no longer be forgotten. Zarek lowered his head in gratitude. I accept your apology and your renewed promise. From this day forth, I will guard Eldoria, not as an enemy, but as its protector. With that, the ancient agreement between humans and dragons was restored, and the balance of the land returned. With a new pact in place, the kingdom of Eldoria flourished once more. Zarek no longer darkened the skies in anger. Instead, he soared above the land as a symbol of protection. The villagers who once feared the dragon now saw him as a friend and guardian. Sir Cedric became a hero, not for slaying the dragon, but for understanding the truth and helping to forge peace. And Princess Isla, wise and compassionate, was celebrated for her role in uniting humans and dragons in harmony. Eldoria thrived under this newfound peace, and the story of Zarek and the brave princess was told for generations to come, reminding all that true strength lies not in battle, but in understanding and respect.